Let's go. Let's look at the chat. California, Orlando. Let's go, Orlando. Atlanta, Lexington, Chicago. Destin. Let's go, Destin. Netherlands, always representing. Georgia, New Orleans, Boston, Holland, Penn State, Nigeria. Let's go, Edmondson. Detroit. Let's go get it. Alaska. Okay. What's up, Martin? Anchorage in the house. All right. Orlando. What's going on, Orlando today? Gilo Morgan. Georgia. Netherlands. Let's go, Bertrand. All right, guys. Make sure you guys get this out to your teams. We're going to get started here just right now. Locker Room Tuesday is where you want to be every Tuesday at 5 o'clock as we try to give you guys some incredible content to help you guys rock and roll. So we try to give you guys some really good content to help you guys get your mind right so we can go level up and go to chairman. It's been an incredible week. Let me give you a recap. March Madness, we had tons and tons of people who received Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, if you're on this call right now and you got a piece of that $50,000 in Bitcoin we gave away, do me a favor, go down there and drop the dollar amount you received from us. Drop the dollar amount you received from the Bitcoin contest. Felt good to give away $50,000 in March, guys. If you got a recipient, if you got a piece of that, let's go get it. Tammy, 2,500 with no refundo. Let's get it. Martin, let's go get it, brother. 500. I love it. Guys, that Bitcoin was so cool to give away. Just added money if you guys go out there and just build your business, show appreciation. So again, if you got any piece of the Bitcoin giveaway for March Madness, do me a favor, go down to the chat box, just drop the dollar amount. Drop the dollar amount that you received in Bitcoin this particular week. Yesterday. As a matter of fact, yesterday, wasn't it? Paid out yesterday? Okay. Yeah, drop the dollar amount. Super proud of you guys. So what we're going to do, you guys know how we start off our March Madness, guys. We got a special guest today, Mr. Boston in the house. We're going to have some really good fun with. But you know, as we go and get our minds together and making sure we get our mind right to level up and go chairman in this journey to the top, it all starts with a mindset, right? And people say, Mr. Young, what do you do on a daily basis to help you get that mind right? What are some of the rituals you do every day, guys? I spend at least 30 minutes of meditation, self-affirmation talk, and I watch something that's going to make the hairs on my arms rise up, right? Something's going to get me motivated to go out there as a fuel to help me finish this race that we call entrepreneurship, right? And I'm going to share this video with you real quick, guys, and then we'll get started in our training for today. Take notes, guys. Listen in. Let's go.
I can get through this. I will get through this. I must get through this. The days you're not plugged in are the days you don't get 120. Too much to accomplish to be satisfied with where I am right now. I have too much on the line. I have too many people depending on me to win. I must stay hungry. You want to kill an alligator? You kill it right after it eats. Because right after it eats, it gets satisfied. And it goes to a state like it's almost paralyzed. Some of y'all in this room, when you paralyzed, you had a little success. You're done what nobody else in your family has done, and now you chilling. You ain't hungry no more. Next 100, I need you to stay focused. Why? You should still be hungry. What have you eaten that's got you satisfied? What have you done? What have you accomplished that got you so full? I'm a contender, but the next 100 gonna change my life. Gonna change this world. We're ordinary people doing extraordinary things. If that's you and you're feeling me, just say, I can. Come on, I can. I can. Come on, one time. Yep, I will. Yep, I must. All right.
Study any animal in the animal kingdom, and I would tell you this, that the lion is king because the lion is hungry. The elephant is bigger than the lion, but the sheep is faster than the lion. But nobody is more hungry than the lion. Go ask any athlete, actor, musician, philanthropist, it doesn't matter. You ask anybody who is a champion, and the difference between them and their opponent is they were more hungry for it. If there's anything I can pour from my heart with this moment, my greatest piece of advice is to protect your hunger.
Come on, I want to put some context into it. I want to put some context. They sent my mother-in-law home 8 years ago. The cancer metastasized throughout her whole body. They're like, it ain't nothing we can do for you. Go home, spend time with your family. And people was like, yep, that's it for her. She said, it's not it for me. They said, what do you mean it's not over for you? The doctor said, she said, I don't care nothing about a doctor. I got to see my grandson graduate from high school. He's a junior now at Michigan State University. She said, I got to see my granddaughter graduate. They're my only 2 grandkids. I got to see my granddaughter graduate from high school, and she graduates in June. She said, after that, I might die. But up until then, I ain't going nowhere. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? And what we said to each other is, I can get through this. I will get through this. I must get through this. So I just need you to think about 3 people in your family that you love. 3 people. 3 people that you love. 3 people. You got them? They there? You got them? This is what I need you to do for me. Because some of you have a hard time staying motivated for a straight 100 days. So what I need you to do for me is I need you to think about those people every day when you're doing what you're doing. Do you have some days where you just want to hit the snooze button, raise your hand? So what happens? Then the snooze button. So when you think about Granny, you gotta think about, do I hit the snooze button or do I get up and make it happen for Granny? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Who are you doing this for? So the days you don't feel like getting up, just think about them. Somebody tell me in this room, when you think about your siblings, when you think about mom, your dad and grandma, when you think about your uncle and aunts, when you think about those coaches, those people who've been there for you, just raise your hand if you say, E.T., sleep is better than that. Just raise your hand and tell me, anybody in the room, sleep is better than them, E? Raise your hand. Somebody tell me, E.T., you don't get it. You don't know how hard it is, E? I probably don't. I just lived in abandoned buildings. AI trash cans. I probably don't. Maybe I ain't never been through what you've been through, but I've been through my go through. And you don't get here by quitting when you're tired. You get here by quitting when you finish, when you're done. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you're done. You stop when you complete it, when you execute. Execution is worship. And so I execute for my mom. I execute for my grandma. I execute for my sister. I execute for those kids in the hood who looking for a role model. That's why I wear the hat. For the PhD, that's why I wear the J's. So when the kids in the hood look at me, they say, if E.T. can do it, I can do it. That's why I can't quit and give up, even though I get tired just like everybody else. Why? Because this is what I do. This is my lane. This is your lane. You gotta murder it. So when I ask you, you got energy, don't play with me. When I said, yeah, you got that energy for the next 100 days, I need to feel your soul in this room. All right, I can? Come on, I can? Come on, I can? I will. I must. Come on, I can? I will. I must.
Why aren't you the landlord? Yes, you. Why aren't you the landlord? Every day.
I don't care if you got to listen to me 1,000 times. I need you to get crystal clear about your future. Because the only reason why you are here, the only reason why you're alive is because you have work to do. And you got to figure out why on earth are you here? What is your destiny? What is the dream that God has given you? You got to have like a shark mentality, because if a shark swims backward, it dies. A shark can only move forward. And so I need you every single day you wake up to smell blood and go after that dream. When you are hungry, you are creative. When you are hungry, you are innovative. When you are hungry, when you are no longer full, when you are no longer satisfied with where you are and you raise your standards, it is only then that you can have your future. If you can stay hungry, you can get the resources. If you can stay hungry, you can get the strategy. If you can stay hungry, the ideas gonna come. If you can stay hungry, the connections will be aligned. If you can stay hungry, The problem with many of you is that you got full, you got complacent, you got lazy. Somewhere along the line, you lost your enthusiasm, your optimism. You lost your hunger. I'm never full. I'm never full. I'm never full. I'm never full. You got to get hungry, 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 hungry. Eliminate all distractions. Eliminate all distractions. So you got to have a goal. You got to have a dream. You got to get hungry. And then you got to get real disciplined. Because motivation will get you going. But speech will get you fired up. But discipline is going to give you the power to stay committed to whatever that goal is. I'm going to tell you this right now. Some praise can be poison. It keeps you locked in a state of paralysis. And you shine in trophies from the past. And that's why you always hear those people from the past like, yeah, remember back in the day when I used to do this. Remember back in the day, they're still shining the trophy of past accomplishments. And sometimes we can receive praise like a venomous snake that injects its poisonous venom in our veins and in our heart, and we get full. We get real full. You got to be hungry for your dreams. You got to be hungry for your next level. You got to be hungry for connection and alignment. You have to be hungry to fulfill your destiny. Hunger is not an idea. Hunger is not a mood. Hunger is a lifestyle. I'm never full. This is me every day, all day. I'm hungry to learn. You got to be hungry to read. You have to be hungry to grow. You have to be hungry to manifest what is in your head. Just say, I can. Come on, I can. I can. Come on, one time. Yep, I will. Yep, I must. All right.
Man, oh man, was that some good stuff, guys? Let me turn this off here real quick. Guys, do me a favor, drop a 7 in the chat if that video resonated anything with you today. Drop a 7 in the chat. One thing is I looked at that video this morning and made me realize what he said. Think of three.
Are you always helping friends and family
people, hold on a second,
and couples with their relationship issues, but you're...
It made me realize you got your reason why has to make you cry. You know, think of 3 people that is gonna be worth it for you to get up out the bed and build your business. Think of 3 people that is gonna get you off that couch when you don't feel like going to meetings or you don't feel like jumping on a call like this. Think of 3 people who deserve it, that you don't quit on them, because in the ultimate, when the rubber meets the road, guys, this is an easy business to build. And when you quit not only on yourself, but you quit on everybody. Think about when you grew up in wherever you grew up. You know, I grew up in the hood, you know, and all the families around that block, hey, they raised us, right? And parents, when my mom was at work and, you know, if I did something wrong, those parents poured into us. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna become the man I am today so I don't let this village of people down, you know. And I look at, you know, my grandmother who raised me, and, you know, she sacrificed everything for me. And, you know, one of the things I said when she was on her deathbed is I said, I'll become a millionaire and I'm gonna be the first one in this family to make a change. And I went out and I did it. And it's because I made a promise not only to her. So whenever I felt like I got down, or if I ever felt like quitting or jumping off the cliff in business, I always think back to that conversation I had with her. So you got to go to that place in your mind that's going to keep you from severing the cord. You got to go to that place in your mind that keeps you from jumping off the cliff without the parachute, guys. And, you know, again, that's a mental state you have to develop. If you want to become a 7-figure, 8-figure earner in business, you got to develop that lion mentality that you do not quit, because a lion goes out and it feeds his pride every single day, right? It leads and it feeds, right? You have to be that person in your household. Dr. Morris, you got to be a person in your household who leads and feeds the pride, right? You got to be that person who goes out via any excuse. The lion doesn't get up talking about, oh, my legs hurt. The lion doesn't get up talking about, man, I got a cough today. The lion doesn't talk about how I broke up my boyfriend or girlfriend today. No, the lion said, you know what? These folks got to eat. I got to get up. I got to get up beyond any means necessary. I don't care if it's 200 degrees out here. I don't care if I don't have any water. I don't care, because you know what? Success does not care about excuses. Success don't care about any excuse that you have. And that's one thing in business, guys. When I see people complain about life and complain about business, listen, you can't complain your way to success. Life happens to us all. And in 2021, I will not be having conversations with people that's in pity party city, right? Pity party city is over. Right now, you got to put the big boy, big girl pants on and go after this thing like your life depending on it, guys. So, guys, those videos, man, they raise a hair on my arms. And this, Eric Thomas is one of my favorite. He's from Detroit. And he's one of my favorites because not only is his voice powerful, but he is very relatable, again, to the younger crowd. He said, listen, there's a reason why I wear Air Jordans and, hats to the back in my meetings, right? But one thing people don't realize is this. My friend Tavis just sent me this. The Baylor Bears just won the national championship in the NCAA tournaments, right? And they were number one, seed. And I don't know if you guys follow college basketball, but they had a lot of adversity that went through the season. Guess who their personal coach was the entire year? Eric Thomas. He was their personal coach and spoke to them before every game. And what they did last night was impressive. What they did is just like David and Goliath, the video we did last week. They slayed the unbeaten team. The team didn't lose one game all season, and they beat the brakes off those boys last night, right? So again, guys, you got to have that dog mentality if you want to become a champion and rise to the top, right? So guys, I love doing these locker room calls, man, because again, being a person that's made tons of money and impacted, hundreds and thousands of lives around the world in my career in network marketing, it's a pleasure to be able to say, you know what, when I can run into people like Mr. Carlito's Way on the call, he says, you know what, Mr. Young, one video, one call you did, man, it could be 5 years from now, it could be 10 years from now, we could be in the airport. He said, man, I'll never forget being on the call with you. And something you said, man, changed the trajectory of my thought process. And see, that's why I love getting up. Guess what? In Detroit, it's 75 degrees, sunny. Everybody's outside. People are like, come on, man, let's do this. I said, look, it's Locker Room Tuesday, man. There's no excuses. I don't care about the weather. I got lives to change, man. So throw some sevens in the chat, guys. You ready to hear from our special guest today? Throw some sevens in the chat. I'm super excited about today. Throw some sevens in the chat, guys. If you are ready to hear from one of our other successful entrepreneurs in this game we call network marketing, IM Mastery Academy. What I want to do real quick, guys, is I want to bring on my friend and just a real solid guy, man. When I tell you, this guy is like one of the nicest guys I think I've met. I never get coming to Atlanta, and you talk to people on the phone, but then when you get a chance to get in touch and feel that connection with them, man, this guy took me all around Atlanta. We hung out, man, driving around in his Bentley and, just having tons of fun, having great conversations. And one thing I respect about this guy is he's not a walk left, talk right type of leader. This guy goes out, has multiple businesses, has a beautiful family. And guess what? Was already successful. He's one of those guys when you see him getting out of a nice car and dressed real nice and has that aura that some people would think, I'm going to leave that guy off my list because he already has it going on. But guess what, guys? People who are successful find times for things to make sense. He and his lovely wife, Beige, are just incredible teamwork individuals. And we're super proud to have them as a chairman, leader in IM Mastery Academy. And not only that, a special guest on the Locker Room call today. What's up, Mr. Boston? What's going on?
What's going on, Coach Young? How are you doing today, brother?
Man, I am better than the rest, my friend. I'm so excited. Man. Every Tuesday, I get that adrenaline is rocking, and I've been waiting for the call, man. I've been waiting. When you spoke as a guest on the call, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, man. I said, man, look, I gotta have him on. I gotta have him on. And hey, man, we're gonna get busy today, man. So, hey, man, tell everybody on the call today, a little bit about yourself, man. And I know you're already uber successful, and kind of give us a story about your entrepreneurial journey, et cetera, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, Coach Young. Guys, you got to understand when you're in the presence of individuals like Coach Young and Tamara, it's such an amazing thing just to be a part of the movement, right? You're always a student. That's what I believe. You're always a student, right? So it was so amazing for me to finally sit with you. And I was just there in awe. For me, like, okay, what can I tap in? How can I tap in? What else can I learn? And the coach was just literally dropping boulders from We Connected, man. And it was just such an awesome connection. It already had happened via phone, but it was just different, as he mentioned, when you finally came together and that energy surged together, right? Today I was talking about that. So Coach Young, thank you very much just for being such an awesome mentor, a trailblazer that's paved the way and has really opened up for so many. So y'all throw some energy in the chat box for the coach, guys. Throw some energy in the chat box. What an amazing, amazing individual, someone that I emulate and I look to be like, even in his personal life and how he operates, right? So throw some energy, just really just a little about me, guys. My journey started from just being, some of us, we want to live the picket fence dream, right? And, we want to follow the blueprint of, hey, go to school, get good grades, be this good kid, and then you will amount to be, whether it be the attorney, the engineer, or whatever you needed to study for. And I always saw different. I always saw that, look, you know what? Anything I want, I can acquire. Anything I believe, there was nothing stopping me to attaining anything but me. And I always knew that, but I didn't know the know-hows. So, my journey started just by, helping friends, man. I started in the real estate world, and that world, guys, it was in the 90s. I'm still young, guys, but it started. I was young. I was younger, and I had friends who their parents and family own properties, and these individuals were fixing properties up. And as friends, buddies say, man, I need some help, just come help me fix some properties, come help me take out the trash and so on. And here we are in Brooklyn, New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant, and we in the rough neighborhoods, just kind of going through helping. And Lawrence, I'll tell you, man, ran into a few guys who was from Israel, and these guys were buying up properties. These guys said, hey guys, if you guys find us some properties, just find us distressed people that are losing their properties, we'll pay you 10 grand. At that time, I'm saying to myself, dude, what? Really? They lying. And we continue what we're doing. We saw these guys again. They said, hey, if you do such and such. So we decided, guys, to take that offer and say, okay, well, you know what? We'll find a property and give them the information. And as we did it, about, I would say anywhere between 60 to 90 days later, in contact with seeing these guys sporadically, they actually paid us. They actually paid us. Now, here I am, I'm following the blueprint. I'm trekking all the way from Brooklyn all the way to Queens to go to Queens College. I'm trekking. I'm like, okay, you know what? Mom said go to school. There is no other law in my house. Everybody called my mom Big Dangerous. They called her Big Dangerous, Lawrence. So there was no other rule.
That's probably a whole nother training right there. Huh?
Oh my God, there's a whole nother training, brother. And it was a matter of, okay, you got to follow what she says or not. The parents set the way. And so I'm trekking to go to school, but I'm learning this. And, I thought, well, you know what? My mom said, you talk a lot. They always say in the house, you just talk so much. Why don't you be a barrister at law? Why don't you be a lawyer? And I was just like, you know what? I started to believe that because they were like, you just talk. And I started to go in that direction. I said, you know what? I want to study. I'll study law. But here I am helping these people find properties, and they actually paid us. And because they did that, they did it again. And what they found in us was some young West Indian brothers who hustled hard, and they felt like we could go into places at the time that they didn't want to come into. They didn't want to go through Bed-Stuy. They didn't want to go through Bushwick. They didn't want to come there. So here we are doing this. They didn't want to go to Brownsville. And so they finally brought us up to their office, guys, and just kind of started to show us the game. And I started to drift away from the concept of studying law. I said, you know what? Nah, I want to be a businessman. Everything that I say I can get, I'm starting to see the concept of how I can do it. I want to be a businessman. You guess what? If I become a businessman, instead of me being a lawyer, I can just hire how many lawyers I want to work for me. That was my concept. That was my mindset at the time, right? So lo and behold, you move from that, and we had such a good fit in that we built such an awesome relationship with these guys, and they started to teach us. And I want to tell you guys this, guys, you talking in the 90s, there weren't so many of us in certain space and talking about banking, lending. And these guys really just poured into us. And as we learned, we started to excel, and then we started to move into the space that we can get the actual information and the documentation to back up what we were learning. And because of that, the rest, I'll just cut it short. The rest was history on that beginning of that journey, because what I saw clearly was I can achieve and attain anything I want based on my beliefs. And I just needed to be a student along the process in order to achieve those things. And that I became, and that I remain today, as I speak to most of you, I speak to you guys today, I remain a student in this process because I believe it's always a learning experience in everything you do. I want to make sure you guys understand something. It's always a learning experience in everything you do. You're always learning. So if you're on this call right now and you're in a learning space, if you're in a space of elevation that you want to continue to soak it up like a sponge so that you can give off the right energy, go ahead and put 7 in the chat box. Go ahead and put 7 in the chat box. If you want to always be in a learning space, okay, to be able to achieve, put 7s in the chat box. I want to make sure you guys understand. So that started that journey, guys, and that journey became a journey where I acquired the knowledge. I moved on to different places as gotten into mortgage brokerage, and from mortgage brokering, I gotten into getting the licensing to become a mortgage lender years later, and partnered up with some phenomenal set of guys. And before you know it, Lawrence, we started First Capital Home Mortgage, you know, and here you are, some brown-skinned brothers from Brooklyn, Brownsville, East Flatbush, West Indian, and didn't have the family who said, I'm going to push you into it. It was just because we were students, we were doing things in the right place and received that information. And we said, well, if they paid us $10,000 on that deal, how much did they really make?
Right.
You know,
it's like people talk about the NBA players, NFL players. They're like, I can't believe they gave Drew Holiday 160 million. I said, guess what? How much you think the owners make?
Thank you.
Right.
Oh my gosh, Lawrence. And that's what I say to people. And when you say that, Lawrence, this is why this platform is so amazing. This is why being here is so amazing. Because guess what, guess what you guys have? You guys have access to the owner's box. This is what, to me, I am does for people. So instead of having to be in a position of where, like you just mentioned, oh, they paid Drew, they paid LeBron this amount of money. Guys, guess what? You don't worry about the player, worry about the owners, okay? And in IM, you have access to so many different bags. You got access to over $6.6 trillion a day. I want you to think about that. Every time you think about your favorite ball player being paid $100 million, I want you to think about $6.6 trillion and then say access. Now, if you want access or you like access, type access in the chat box. If you want access or you like access, type access in the chat box, because this is what the coach brings every Tuesday. Locker room, every Tuesday. And I love that you call it locker room, coach, because, you know, I don't know if any of you guys play sports, but it goes down in the locker room. You know what I mean? This is where it goes down, those huddles. Sometimes the coach just walk in and give you a look like, and that look just means like, or a look of, I'm ashamed at you guys. You come out here this first quarter and you embarrassing me?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times, man, you know, I love the sports as an analogy. I'm a big sports fan. But if you look at people like Michael Jordan and, you know, Phil Jackson, let's use them for example. They had the triangle offense. We all know they made history, winning all the titles, et cetera, et cetera. Michael Jordan went down as the greatest of all time. He went down as the best coach of all time. But the thing is, Phil Jackson could see when Michael Jordan, even if Michael Jordan was putting up a 50-piece on the court, Phil Jackson could still pull him aside and say, you know what, you're doing this wrong right here. You may want to go around that pick, go under that pick. They see things from the sidelines, whereas when you're in the game and you're busy and you're just sweating and trying to make plays, you don't see the mistakes you're making. So these calls, guys, are designed as a coach to say, listen, these are some of the plays we know work, run these plays. And if you're doing it wrong, maybe listen to people doing it right. So you can kind of tweak some things so we can win the championship.
That's so good. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you listen to that analogy and you're talking about greats, guys, you got to understand what they endured in order, right, to get to their level. I want y'all to think about that. What did they endure to get to that level? So you heard E.T. talking about, you know what I mean? Are you ready to win? What type of energy are you bringing? Are you ready to win? Okay. Are you using your time? Listen to this. Are you using your time wisely? How are you using your time? How are you engaging? So these are key things that you want to really look at when you start talking about that analogy, looking at Coach Young, looking at Michael Jordan, the analogy that he gave, looking at Phil Jackson. Are you using your time? Are you using your time in a wise manner? Are you engaging in success, being productive? Or are you just squandering your time away? I want you to think about that today, guys. Are you squandering your time away? All right. Take a close look, right? Vision, right? Take a close look at how you are spending your hours of your day. Take a close look. How are you spending your hours of your day? It will either accumulate, listen to this, to success or failure. It will accumulate to success or failure. How are you looking at your day? Do most of you have a planner? Do most of you document how your moves need to be made each day? If you document how your moves need to be made each day, go ahead and put 10 in the chat box. Go ahead and type 10 in the chat box. If you document how your moves need to be made each day. Because see, here's the thing. You're either planning, all right, or somebody have a plan for you. I know you guys know the analogy, right? But guess what? You either have a plan or someone have a plan for you. Guess what? You got to think to yourself, what is my plan for me? How do I want to get success? How hungry am I? How hungry am I? Are you hungry? How hungry are you? You know, one of the things that one of my mentors said, you know, he said, if you fall on your back and you can look up, you can get up. I want you to understand that. That was Les Brown. He said, if you fall on your back and you can look up, you can get up. How hungry are you? Are you hungry for greatness? Are you hungry for change? Are you hungry to win? And if you're hungry to win, type hungry in the chat box. Type hungry in the chat box. Let's talk about something, guys. Let's talk about a few things. As I look at my notes that I just really put together for you guys, to me, so awesome. I want you guys to look at something, all right? You want to be able to scale your business. This is the key. You want to be able to scale your business, okay? You want to be able to scale your business. How are you going to scale your business? Have you thought about it? How am I going to scale my business? I'm saying I'm hungry, but how am I going to scale my business, okay? What does it mean, right? Think about this. What does it mean to scale your business? Or what does it mean, right, to scale a team? What does it mean, all right? Put it simply, guys, scaling a team happens, right, when revenue increases, when you're talking about a team, without a team expense being raised. If you're going to scale a team, if you're going to scale your business, right? When the revenue comes in, right, without the expenses being raised. We're talking about scaling, so you should be documenting. You should have your pen and your pads. Some of you should have your pen and your pads, right? Because you want to scale. And when you scale, you cannot scale anything if what's happening, the increase of revenues coming in, but the increase of what you're putting out, right, is also going out. You're not scaling. You are not scaling. So when we talk about what does it mean to be scaling, I want you to think about this, right? What is a scaling strategy? What is a scaling strategy? So you want to be able to scale your business. You want to scale it good. Growth. Growth means adding resources at the same rate that you're adding revenue. That is what, when you're talking about scaling, a scaling strategy, adding resources, listen, at the same rate that you're adding revenue. Scaling growth is about creating models. You have to have a model. What is your model? You got I Am Mastery Academy. How are you using I Am Mastery Academy? How effective is I Am working for you, okay? You want to use a model, design it. What do we have here at I Am? What are some of the tools we have here at I Am that you can use, right, as a growth strategy? Somebody type in the chat box. What kind of tools do we have at I Am? You guys are a part of I Am. Type in the chat box. I want to know. I want to know. What kind of tools do we have here at I Am? What kind of tools do we have here at I Am that you can really use to expand your business? Okay? Okay? Come on. Come on. Come on. I see y'all. Come on. That's right. That's right. We got how many people we got on this call? About 100 individuals? Okay. How are you doing it? All right. So consider yourself as a startup. Consider yourself as a startup. All right. Consider yourself as a startup. How you would scale your business from the beginning. How would you scale your business from the beginning, right? There should be no surprises, right? There should be no surprises if you're going to scale your business from the beginning as a startup. So here's what you do. Number one, ask yourself if your business is really scalable. Number one, ask yourself if your business is really scalable. How can I scale my business? Is it really scalable? I want you guys to write that down because you got all these things that everybody's putting in the chat box, pivot, vibrato, You know, go live, HFX. Guys, how? Write it down. Ask yourself, is my business really scalable? Is my business really scalable? And you want to answer that to yourself, okay? Right? Because even though you might have a killer product that really serves a real need, that doesn't mean it's necessary the cornerstone to scale your business up. So you want to check in, is my business scalable? Okay, because if scaling is going to come at a cost, right? Here's the thing, you got to remember, you're trying to scale where there's more revenue coming in and you're not putting out too much expense, right? Number two, write this down, identify your core. Identify your core. I'm just going to give you guys a few things because I want you to know what made me successful in the space as a businessman, right? What made me successful in the space as a businessman? See, here's the thing, guys. I want y'all to understand something. My wife and I, this is our first rodeo with network marketing. We've never done network marketing ever before, right? But I'm a businessman who understands networking and marketing. I need you to understand that. Then, because of that, being a student, allowing people like Coach Young and Tamara, Jewel, and all these individuals to pour into me, all these individuals that is a part of I Am, that is leading the way so that I can study them. Here's what I need you guys to understand. The word said study to show yourself approved, and we perish for lack of knowledge. Do not sit there and say, you're not going to study this guy, but I'm going to study that guy. If people are winning, you need to study them. Because see, you need to study what they're doing, but most importantly, what they're not doing. You must study. See, even when you have an enemy, you got to study the enemy because you got to know how to move, right? So you want to, number two, you want to identify the core. You need to know your core products. That's why I asked you guys, what products does I Am have, right? What products does I Am have? And most of everybody was putting those products out there, okay? So you want to know what those core products are. Number three, right? Automate or outsource everything you can. Now, we talking about automate or outsource, guys. You got to be in the digital space right now. I Am is digital. You're trading digital. Stop exhibiting dinosaur-like behavior. Because you know what happened to the dinosaurs, right?
Right. Wasn't a good outcome, right?
Oh my gosh, it wasn't a good coach, not at all. Because you want to think about it, right? How many people we got here that says, I don't know, I can't do this posting thing. I don't know. I see Coach Young be posting all of these Bruce Lee stuff. He be posting all this analogy. I don't know what's up with Coach. I can't do that. I don't live on IG. Well, here's the thing, guys. If you don't move in the trend, it says the trend is your friend. Need you to think about that. The trend is your friend. If you don't move, you're exhibiting dinosaur-like behavior. And we are living proof to see major organization went out of business because a gentleman who asked for help over 20 years ago, who had a little corner office, became Amazon, okay? And because he became that, he took everything in the path out of business. I want y'all to think about that. So now you're saying to yourself, well, I'm good. Then you have the people who have gone to school and did all the degree thing. Some of y'all got 20 degrees. Some of y'all still in school. I got a sister right now. Since I grew up, she was in school. She's still in school, Lawrence.
Some people got more degrees than a thermometer.
Coach, I'm like, hold on a minute. You running this business, you running that, you're going to school. Ain't that crazy, Coach? My God, guys. Coach, we can't hear you. You're breaking up a little bit. Can you hear us? Can y'all hear the coach clearly? Can y'all hear the coach clearly? Coach, you're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit. I mean, I really want to say this to you guys.
Oh my God, yeah. I see that all the time, man. A lot of people use okay.
We're not hearing you too clear, Coach. You know what I mean? And you know, as the coach get that situated, I'm talking to you guys about making sure that you guys outsource, because you want to be on IG, you want to be on Facebook, you want to be on YouTube, you want to be on Snap. You want to be, you got to be on TikTok. Listen, guys, you know, I spoke to a gentleman yesterday, made money on the free trial that we've been doing. When I spoke to him, I said, how was the trial last night? There was almost 1,000 people on the call. How did he do? He said, I did okay. I said, did you make money? He said, yes. I said, brother, is that your yes of making money? I said, brother, are you? I said, I guess you're one of the guys who your bravado is so big, it's hard for you to shout and scream and say, woo, I made money. I said, brother, let me tell you something. I was like you when my wife took me many years ago to one of the Tony Robbins events. I was trying to be the tough guy, Lawrence, in the crowd. I'm listening to Tony, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, Tony.
Right.
And you forget that, look, I need to be a student. I don't need to be a tough guy in the room of wealth. It's okay to jump. It's okay to scream. Fellas, it's okay to cry when the information is so good that it brings tears to your eye. You're like, I can't believe I just made $500 in 2 minutes. I can't believe I just made $30 in 1 minute. I can't believe I did this. Guess what? It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't take away from you being who you are. So when we start talking about outsourcing, be yourself. Outsource the business on things that you cannot handle. So if you have a team, you want to go ahead and put a structure together, and you know that, guess what? I see leaders in the team, and I see this one fit to do this. So tell you what, I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to ask this one to do that. You want to be able to outsource because you want to scale your business. You don't want to sit down that you're the one doing everything in your organization. If you are the only one in your organization doing everything right now, you're failing. If you're doing everything in your organization right now, you are failing, because it's teamwork, not my work. It's teamwork. There is no I, there is us. There is we, right? There's no I. So you got to remember, you have to outsource. You want to scale your business, you have to. Now, one of the things you want to do, number 5, you don't want to go overboard in these areas, because you got to balance things out. You got to know what is your share of work. See, a leader goes the way and shows the way. That's what a leader does. A leader goes the way and shows the way, because the leader have to move. I put up a post the other day. I said, a leader is a dealer in hope. A leader is a dealer in hope, because why? You have to go the way, and you have to provide the hope for others. By your faith, you are made whole. I need you to understand. But faith is not just, faith. Some people say finding answers in the heart. Okay, guess what? Oh, I got faith. I'm good. Really? Because here's the thing about it. You can't say you got faith, but then you don't move. See, faith is action. It's an action word, because faith requires action. So when you're talking about growing your business, when you're talking about a growth plan for your business, the leader has to have a belief system. The leader has to understand that the ideas that he's conceived, okay, it cannot be achieved unless he believes it. But here's the thing, it doesn't stop there. You'll hear people talk, conceive, believe, achieve. Here's the thing, if you don't have PMA, you're losing all day. If you don't have PMA, positive mental attitude. I need you guys to understand that. You can conceive, you can believe all day, but without a positive mental attitude, you can never achieve your goal, okay? You can never achieve the goal. You can never be chairman 25. You can never be chairman 10. You can never be chairman 100. You can never be chairman 250. You can never be chairman anything, because you do not have PMA, a positive mental attitude. You say you have faith, but you have no work. Because we already know without works is dead. There's no action, so the universe can't give you a reaction. Or the action that you gave off is the wrong action. Because remember, guys, because the mouth doesn't speak, didn't mean you didn't send a signal off to the universe. Woo!
Ooh, Lord.
Come through.
Hammer don't hurt him.
Come through. You feel me? Because the mouth didn't speak doesn't mean Lawrence, there's the people, yeah, I want to join his team, and they stop talking. But the heart is saying, I ain't really messing with him. All of that fake stuff, all that scam. The heart saying that. But then they saying, but I really want to join your team. Guess what you did to the universe? The conflicting information is what you're going to get back. Why isn't the thing working for me? Why I can't do this? Why am I on the hamster wheel? Well, not only did you got to learn how to shut your mouth up, you got to learn how to have your heart project the proper energy. And that is why you must do one of the things that I do with my team, Lawrence, and something that my wife and I have been doing every morning for a long time. It's called VAMP, right? We do VAMP every day, VAMP, okay? VAMP, visualization, affirmation, meditation, prayer. We don't start our day without it. Visualization, affirmation, meditation, prayer. Because here's the thing. If I jump up and my feet touch the ground, left, right, it's thank you. That's how it works. Thank you. Thank you, Most High, for giving me this day. Now, some of you might not want to believe, or you probably don't have that system of belief or whatever you believe in. But understand me, we don't got to talk about the text. Let's talk about how things operate universally. Energy. You hear ET, you hear everybody say, where your attention goes, your energy grows. Are you going in a space to grow your organization? How many people do you have left to get to the next rank? What energy are you putting out there? It doesn't matter if you said, I don't believe in any book. It doesn't matter. See, the heart gives off what it gives off, and you will meet those in allotment or alignment with what you're giving off. So guess what? If you're giving off skepticism, negative, guess what? The people you're going to meet? The same individuals. So now you got to say, so how do I stop that, Chairman? How do I stop that behavior? How do I shut that down? Just what the chairman did in the beginning of this call. See, I said a positive mental attitude. You listen. You go ahead and you listen to those that's going to speak into you greatness. You heard what ET was talking about. You quiet the noise in your mind that you can receive what will go into your heart. I hope somebody heard that. Quiet the noise in your mind that you can receive what goes into your heart. Because when you project it, this is why I called and I said, guys, here, put energy in the chat box for the chairman. Because energy is so powerful. Where your attention goes to, guys, if you're repetitive on greatness, I am a chairman. I am a chairman 10. I am a chairman 500. I'm a chairman 750. Guess what? And then the chairman coach asks you, how did you get there? But you have the full alignment. How did I get there? Well, in order to be a chairman 100 coach, I needed to have 2 chairman 25. I needed to have a chairman 50. I needed to have 2 chairman 10s. And not only that, I wanted to make sure that they had 500 individuals in their organization. And based on their downline, I wanted to make sure that we work with all those who are leaders in each lineage to get them to their goals. How am I serving them? How best can I do this? And what is the time frame? The time frame is allotted. We said 9 months. Well, Chairman, guess what? We're 2 months ahead in schedule because I have documented my growth plan and I'm able to scale my business because I know it down to the T. So when I said I need money, when I say money come, when I say money come, when I say money come, guess what? I can name the number. I am a chairman 100 and I'm receiving with the chairman 100 the bonus of an additional $45,050 in my pay quicker. In my back office. Every Friday, I see XYZ dollar amount. If you put the actual numbers and you're precise to what you're doing as you're scaling your business, Chairman Young, I tell you, it's such an amazing thing. Just even when I hear you and the First Lady, it's so powerful because I'm always tapping in. I'm always a student. When I hear her, it's just the pores come up and then I hear you and you mellow it out and you deliver it. You know, one of the things that my man of God says to me, my prophetic leader in Christ, said, sometimes we don't sit still enough to see the tip of our nose. We don't sit still enough. When I hear you, Chairman Young, what I see is, wow, look at the humility and the gratefulness to be where he is and continue to elevate, right? To be living a Chairman 1 million lifestyle already, okay? In all the other areas of his life. And here it is, guys, I want to sow the seed. So you got to say to yourself, what seed are you sowing to grow your organization? Yeah. So here's a key nugget for most of you right now. Here's a key nugget. As of today, forget serving yourself. As of today, forget serving yourself. And every day you arise with your organization, every day you need to jot down, how many can I serve each day? how many can I serve each day? If you're able to jot that down and serve those individuals, and you put a time frame on, I will serve 3 each day, 10 each day up until this time, and I will reevaluate how many more I can add into that serving. Guess what, guys? You're going to look over your shoulder and somebody could be tapping you and said, you chairman 25, right? You're not even going to realize, because guess what? You're in the serving business. You're understanding what it takes to be a servant leader. So when you're going to scale your business, guys, you got to know how to outsource it and who you want to put in what driving position so that they can win, so that they can see success. Chairman Young, I'll pass it to you for a second. Go ahead, brother.
Man, listen, hold on. Let me get the sound effects on this. Hold on. I need to call the fire department, man. Let's call the fire department in real quick, man. Fire right here. The boss just set it off right quick. Listen, man, I love the nuggets you're dropping, man. And people don't realize, man, as an entrepreneur, it's never going to be easy. But you said something in the beginning that I really paid attention to. When those gentlemen approached you in Brooklyn about finding property, you probably didn't know much about it. But what you did, you said, you know what? I saw an opportunity because I saw money can be made. And you said, I'm gonna redefine myself or realign myself in this new endeavor, and I'm gonna become a student. And guess what? Eventually you became your own boss and built the dynasty you guys have right now. But that goes to show you that you can learn anything you want to learn. Anything you want to learn, you can learn. Anything you can unlearn, you can unlearn anything you've learned as well too. Okay. So I love the fact that you reinvented yourself. And one thing I respect about you, you never make excuses. You always bring that A1 energy, man, and nuclear energy, man. And I just really appreciate, man, the knowledge and things you're dropping right now. So in your journey with I Am Mastery Academy, it's your very first company. What was it that when you first, what was one of the major keys for you when you say, you know what, and make this happen? What was that turning point for you?
And I'm glad you asked that, Lawrence. One of the most key piece in my journey, I've done, I would like to say pretty good in my life, but what made greatness happen is the partnership. So, and I'll tell you about this because see, the thing there is that when I heard about IM, and I've been in the space of finance, and I got into trading a long time ago. So I don't have the story to tell people, hey guys, well, I just started trading. I got into the trading game a long time ago. But the thing there is when I heard about IM and what IM is doing, it matched up with a goal of my partner. So let me tell you guys this, guys. So my awesome partner, friend, the woman who is the mother of my kids, the woman who charges me up my rib, okay, my backbone, the structure. She has an organization that she has built. And the organization that she started, guys, she was every Sunday or twice a month, she would different cities and she would feed the less fortunate. She will always feed the less fortunate, have a team out there, and she would be feeding the less fortunate. So we go through all the situations, having the officers out there, we're getting with the precincts to make sure, because some areas are pretty rough. So you want to make sure the ladies, and it was naturally maybe 1 or 2 men, but a lot of ladies, because the group, the company was really empowering women, okay? So when I heard about this opportunity, and I know trading is international, I said to her, I said, honey, I've been telling you about trading for a while. Why don't you look into this? I think this would be great for us. And I think it would allow you to scale. You were talking about scaling, right? I think it would allow you to scale that organization in a way that you no longer have to go out in the street in that capacity, because now we can give those people, instead of giving them a bread for a day and they eat and they're hungry tomorrow, we can teach them how to fish and they can eat for a lifetime. So when I heard about the opportunity, I brought her along. I was already in my mind, but I brought her along. And when I told her about it, at that time, one of the chairmen, she was the chairman 25. And my wife said, there's no way she's making this 25. There's no, she's Chairman, she thought she'd know her. And I remember what that chairman said after my wife came. She saw women like herself, mothers and so on. And she's been successful in all her other ventures. So the thing there is now I have to relearn something, but let me see, I don't believe this. And the chairman then said to her, just because you don't believe it doesn't stop my checks from coming in. I remember that statement. And when my wife looked at it and she saw it and she liked what she saw, she said, the chairman said, are you in? Do you want in? So the decision, even though in my mind was already made, I had to wait for my partner to say, look, we're going to ride with this. Okay. Right. And once she jumped in, Lawrence, I'll be honest, brother, the woman trades more than I do. You hear me? The woman trades more.
Okay.
The woman got in the game, and I said she got in the game. She became a student and learned the skill, okay? To where, you know, okay, all right, do you want to be an educator, honey? No, I don't want to be an educator. I just want to learn and help people, right? I just want to learn and help people, because she would always be like, oh, check out this new compounding chart. Check out what I did in the last 3 months. Check out what I, you know, and I was so amazed. But then it became, guys, I'll tell y'all a real story. To me, it became an issue, because at 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm turning around trying to hug and cuddle with my wife. She's telling me, go back to sleep and trade. Go back to sleep and trade. So she started to have an affair with the tools. I'm like, hold on, man. Hold on. You have an affair with these tools that I am. And our journey began where she was already a social media guru. So she was just literally telling people, hey guys, this is one of the things I'm doing now to add to my 7th stream of income. And you know me doing X, Y, Z. And Lawrence, I kid you not, we have built an organization, not even tapping in to the phone book, but everything from the social proof, as we talk to everyone today. And I need you to understand, guys, we became the 18 out of almost 500 people on the enrollment chart, enrolling the amount of people overall, 18 on the chart, okay? Beige and Boston. We became number 18 on the chart because literally she was just exposing it and telling people, hey, this is what I'm doing. And everyone said, I want in. I'm talking to everyone I meet because I'm always talking to people. So literally it became a thing where our journey, you know, we've had the point, guys, and I need you to understand, as the chairman is saying, we've had the point, we started this journey and it was looking good, right? And then, guys, we lost the whole organization. We lost the whole organization. We were feeling all fired up, lost the whole organization.
Wait, hold on a second now. Guys, now we hear about all the great things, and this is where the rubber meets the road. This is what defines that backbone that you have, is when you go through that adversity. You guys hear me all the time talk about adversity. See, when everything is going great and everyone's smiling, the checks are coming in, phone is ringing off the hook, the energy is great. But what happens when things aren't so great? Listen to this.
Man, guys, I want to tell you this. We got up one day, and you think about, we had a runner, one of our runners was running so hard. Every time we hit a rank, they hit a rank. Every time they hit a rank, we hit a rank, right? It was just beautiful competition and growth. And then certain things must have happened unbeknownst to us. And you got up and your back office looked like it's a ghost town. Literally. I'm saying to you guys, not 1 or 2, not 3 or 4, not 5 or 10 or 20. I'm talking, you see hundreds disappear. And you're like, hold on a minute. What just happened? You calling everybody now. You're calling like, hey, your uplines, what just happened? What just happened?
What's wrong with the software? Something right.
What just happened? And I kid you guys not, I thank God for togetherness, because where I was feeling away, I was still pushing a little. My wife was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And we had to, this was the time that mentorship was key. These were the times that I was hearing the stories from LY. These were the time I was hearing the stories from Dr. Joe. You better get out of your feelings. You better get out of your feelings, Boston. These are the things that will happen. This is what happened when people decide that they want to do this. And I want to tell you guys, it hurt. I mean, I don't need you to sit here and think, well, it was all hunky-dory. It hurts because you are saying to yourself, I thought I put in the work. But here is the key thing that I've learned in that process, that, you know what? You cannot control anyone. You can only control what you do. So this is why leadership was so key. See, being a boss is different from being a leader. Having a communistic type of leadership will never work. So you got to start saying, am I leading in a laissez-faire type of leadership? Am I leading in a way that people will be influenced to want to follow me? Or am I ruling this iron fist that people are like, I can't wait to get away from this character, okay? So I have to look at those things. And my wife will always say this to me, guys, and I really challenge you guys to relook at some of these books. Every time something happened, even up to this day, my wife said, you better go read the book. And I'm gonna tell y'all what that book is. Every time something happens, she said, you better go read the book.
Let's talk about those books.
Let me tell you, the first book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's the book she's talking about. She said, you better go read that book. You better go read that book. You better go back in that book. You're not influencing people right. You're not really, you're great. You've been controlling an organization of 300 people with the bank, but guess what? They're getting paid to do what they got to do. That's not leadership in that capacity. You have to have influence. So if you come off with your bravado to her, people's gonna say, "Ooh, I can't wait to get away from this dude." So when I say I am thankful for who I have in my corner, when you meet a woman who is a leader, when you meet a boss's boss, right? You got to pay homage to who the Most High has given to you. He says, husband, love your wife as you love yourself. So guess what? I had to back up and say, hold on. Am I loving myself right? Because I'm surely probably slipping in this area right here. I gotta get better. I gotta get better. So I had to know who was in my corner that had me to say, look, we can do this. And I remember Chairman Young saying something years ago. I remember hearing him saying, it doesn't impress me in what you're doing now. It impressed me if I see you later with the consistency. And that was big to me because I was like, so it doesn't matter what I've lost because I can build it back. If I can stand strong, I can look up, I can get up.
You know, it's funny, boss. And I was talking to a guy the other day. He's actually going to some of the things that you have went through that you just got done talking about. And I told him, everything, I like to use sports as a big analogy, right? I said, let me ask you a question, man. Has you ever heard of James Harden? He said, well, yeah, he's one of the best players in the league. I said, okay, well, James Harden played for the Houston Rockets and he was an MVP. He said, yeah. I said, so Tillman Fertitta, who owns the Houston Rockets, when James Harden says, I want to be traded, did he granted the trade, but did he just shut down the Houston Rockets organization? Or did he retool and say, you know what, I got to rebuild because I still have miles to feed. I still got the mission of the Houston Rockets win the championship. So you're going to lose people in your team. That's inevitable. Just like any business, like employees. You got people who are the best of the best who find other endeavors and you only can just wish them well. But one thing you can't do is close up shop and get into pity parties simply because one or two people left. Guys, there's people starving. The gentleman, I was reading the story about the guy that played for Houston, and he was a lower round pick. When Harden got traded, he became the man. And, people didn't know who this kid was, but he was hungry for that opportunity. So it's tons of people out there who are hungry for the opportunity. We can't worry about who doesn't want to be on the team or if something happens to your team. That's inevitable, just like anything in business. But we have to have the mentality that, you know what, I could always rebuild because guess what? There's hungry and starving people for success waiting for you to pick up the phone and call them.
Absolutely. And the thing is the thing about it, when you're talking about rebuilding, guys, us being those top people on the charts in IM Master Academy, it all happened after this setback that we had. And we've had quite a few at those early stages, okay? And even the bumps and bruises along the way. But my wife said, watch me from day one. If you see one of the vision board, she said, Chairman 1 million. Chairman 1 million. 750 wasn't even existing yet. She got Chairman 1 million on the board, right? And literally, she said, you know what? Watch me. Watch what we do right now. And I said, you know what? I'm going to ease back because I'm still going to always do me, right? But I'm going to let you do you. And I'm just going to follow this run. Let's run together. Let's tunnel vision because this is a relay. We're not sprinting. We're not on a long run because I need to pass the baton. I need the baton to be passed. Every time somebody's running out of breath, here's the baton. And guys, we came out of that rut. We came out blazing. We came out blazing to when we got the call, like, you guys are on the charts. What do you mean we're getting on the chart? Do you understand what's happening? And it was just literal focus to when I look at where we are those 3+ years later, I'm saying to myself, thank you for being a student. Thank you for listening to those who are ahead of this game and understanding that I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. I just need to be a master, follow the leader, copy the right cat. Guess what? There's nothing wrong with copying cats. You got to copy the right cat. Won't you want to copy a Coach Young? Man, think about it. Look at his life. Look at the brother. Look at how he lived his life. Look at him and his wife. Look at the harmony. Won't you want to copy a Coach Young, right? So copy the right cat. So Coach, you know, as we were talking about this, I want to drop a few books for them really quick as they're talking about this growth, right? You know, Deanne, if you can share the screen and just kind of show them some of the books really quick that they should grab. And guys, what I did is because I'm a businessman, I didn't want to just take you inside of just network marketing. I want you guys to see the advantage of knowledge, right? This is a book that helps with you being able to negotiate and closing on strategy. You know, Richard Schell, he did such a great work on this book, right? And I'm not going to dive in. I just want you guys to really go ahead and capture these information, because there's always going to be things that we're going to talk about. Bargaining for advantage, negotiating those strategies for reasonable people, okay? So you guys don't have to sit and think, well, I got to be Coach Young, I got to be Chairman Boston, I got to be this guy. Guess what? Read the information. It's being put out here for you guys to read. Now, share the other one for me, Deanne. Share the other one for me, please. Because I want to make sure that you guys understand how important it is for you to really gather some of the information, right? There's one, guys, look at this one, right? Really good book, Traction. I want y'all to really look at that, right? Traction is a good book, and it's for entrepreneurs and those that are in marketing. It's for entrepreneurs, those that are in marketing. Startup, consider you starting over today. Consider to start over for your organization today and how you can have explosive growth in your organization, right? So I want you to think about that. And that book right there, great read, great information. I don't know if you guys can see the author, but it's Gabrielle Weinberg. You can write it down, Gabrielle Weinberg and Justin Mars, right? Gabrielle Weinberg, Justin Mars, M-A-R-E-S, right? You want to look at that book, Traction, really good book, okay? These are things that I believe as business owners, you should have in your repertoire. You should have it, okay? Because you want to not just be in one place, you know, you want to be in another place. Now, I'm gonna, Deanne, and there's another book that I need you to pull up beside these. Now, The Lean Startup, really good book, Eric Rice, really good read, okay? Again, guys, this book right here is for entrepreneurs. How are you starting up? There's different avenues and how Eric explore about starting up your business and how you're going to scale it. What today's entrepreneur need to get to where they need to get to, okay? To get to where they need to get to, okay? So I want to make sure that you guys are getting this. Now, I'm going to leave the last book. Deanne, you can show them the other one. And the last book I want them to see, Deanne, I want you to be able, I don't know if you can grab the snapshot of the Why Are You Not Successful Now? Because that is so key for what they need to know in this space of marketing and scaling their business and utilizing from the crypto market, within learning about stocks, learning the things that you have access to in IM Mastery Academy. Okay, so in the meantime, Deanne, if you can grab that snapshot of Why Are You Not Successful Now and really just share it up here so you guys can understand. Guys, I'll tell you about that because as I talked about my partner my backbone, my rib, she has been a really successful author. She has done phenomenal in her life. Guys, you know, when I met her, she's already accomplished all the things that she wanted to, and she needed to go on a journey now with her putting in her space. It's time for me to have a partner in life. And as she affirmed it and believed it, it happened, okay? And she's done such great work that her first book landed her on Dr. Phil. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, okay? And the Oprah Network, they took off and ran a tour, and it changed lives. It changed lives, okay? So Deanne, I think you might have the image already. Check your text, you might have the image. You can post it up there. Guys, I want you guys to grab this because this is of the last of the ones that I wanted you to see. Why are you not successful now? There's also the audio, but it's 10 steps in getting ahead. You can excel your business so fast with the books that I just gave you. With the books that I just gave you, you can excel in every area of your business. See, here's the thing. Leaders read. Leaders read. You're always studying because you should always study to show yourself approved. Leaders read. You know, you got to understand when people tell you write the vision, when it says write the vision, make it clear so that those who see it will run. Here is the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the key part of that. Write the vision, make it clear for those who see it shall run. But here's the part that a lot of people forget. It says, though it seem as if it may tarry, it shall surely not tarry, but come to pass. Now, do you guys understand what tarry means? This is your valley. That's your valley. Us losing an organization years ago and then coming back out blazing, okay? That was the valley. You got to go through the valley, but in the valley, what you get is the light. You get the Coach Young. You get the Tamara Young. You get the Dr. Jewel. You get all of these people, that the Chris Terrys, you get these people pouring into you. That's why he said, though you walk through the valley of shadow of death, you shall fear no evil. So here's what, see, I go back to the word because how I study in my travels, I want to tell you, I live my life through the Most High. So you will always hear me speak of him because he is my strong tower. So I want to make sure you guys understand something. When you said, write the vision, make it clear, where the part that though it seem it may tarry, and some of you saying, I don't know, this chairman thing ain't working for me. Oh my gosh, this is taking so long. I don't know, Chairman Young, this trading game. Oh my gosh, I've been trading. I'm only 10 for 30. I'm losing. When you listen to yourself really good and see who's causing the problem, that's why it says, be slow to speak and quick to listen. You are already putting yourself in a dark place by your words. So when it says, though it seem it may tarry, everything that you go through, there's a process must happen in everything. When you plant the seed, the chairman had gave the analogy one time about the bamboo tree, right? See, I pay attention and I take notes, okay? The chairman talked about that bamboo tree. Chairman, you know, it's funny. Talk about that bamboo tree again so folks will understand the time frame on how things actually needs a process. I'll go right ahead, Coach.
Yeah. One of my favorite things, man, is I love, my father's Chinese, so I love a lot of age and inspired leadership. And one of the things that one of the people that I met that mentored me, it was one of the first quotes that really stuck out to me. And he says, listen, man, if things aren't going well for you right now, he said, go look up and read the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. And what it was is it talked about how you plant the seed of a Chinese bamboo tree, and you let nature take its course. You do everything you can, put it on fertile soil, but we look up after watering it, making sure sun gets correct sunlight, and we look up in a year we see nothing. Year 2, we keep watering it, we keep doing what we got to do. Year 2, you see nothing. Year 3, you see nothing. Year 4, you see nothing. And then at this time, it's like, man, am I doing this all for nothing? I mean, I'm putting in the work, but I'm not getting it. I don't see any results whatsoever. Not even an inch of growth. In other words, I'm not even a P600, and I've been in the company, 2 years. I'm doing the work, but I'm not getting the chairman, growth I want. And then guess what, guys? In year 5, the joker jumps up 80 feet. So a lot of times we may not see what's happening right now, but it doesn't mean that the tree is not securing the roots that you can't see underground. You just got to continue to do the work. It's almost like, Boston, it's almost like when you see people, like I know you into fitness. How many times you ever heard somebody say, you know what, I'm just going to work out, I'm going to eat right, I'm not going to even look at the scale. I'm just going to put in the work. Mm-hmm. And then when I, come this date, 90 days, that's my date, then I'm going to, throw on some clothes and then look at the scale then. But I'm not going to look at the scale every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Right. You just got to just put your head down and put the work in. You put the work in, everything else is going to happen. But once you stop because of the lack of belief, or because you don't see yourself, at chairman after 6 months, a year, however long you've been in the business, that doesn't mean your time is not coming. So just like you hear me say all the time, just because you see other people at chairman 100 and winning, at a high level, it don't mean you losing. It just means right now it's just not your time. What you have to do, you got to keep digging, keep planting the seeds, because remember, guys, you can lay 1,000 seeds, right? You only need 3 redwoods. 3 redwoods will emerge. Not all 1,000 of them are going to become a redwood. We just got to continue to do the work.
That's so good. That's so good. Yeah, I hope y'all are taking notes because see, I mean, I'm that guy either in the phone or I'm writing it down, right? Because you always want to go back to where did I get this? Who did I hear this from? Wow, I want to study this person, right?
Hey,
I want
boss,
to study this person.
boss, let me interrupt you for a second. I just got to go down in the chat, man, and show some love for my girl, Chrissy Pitts. She's so clutch, man. Everything you say, she's writing it down. I just got done doing the Chinese bamboo tree, and she already got the link down there for people to look at it, man. Let's throw some sevens in the chat for Chrissy Pitts being clutch like MJ in the 4th quarter or 1 second on the clock.
Come through, Chrissy Pitts, baby. Throw some love for Chrissy. Y'all, yeah. That's so good. You see what we just talked about, paying attention? See what she's doing? That right there tells me when you exhibit chairman behavior.
Right.
That's chairman behavior, Coach Young. You know what I mean? That is so much chairman behavior because she's literally documenting and putting the information back out there. And so as he talked about that bamboo tree, and I'm telling you guys, it's your valley. Remember, it is your valley. And you got to go through your valley. Everyone think it's overnight success. That's not how it works because you got to go through a valley, whether you like it or not. You don't have to say it. You don't got to profess it, but they will be a valley. Why must there be a valley? Why? Here's the why. I cannot give you success if you're not prepared for it. I cannot give you success if you do not know how to handle it. It will overwhelm you that you get success without knowledge, that you get success without understanding. I said, here is $1 million, but you believe you know what to do with it, and within months or a year, you lose it. Why do most people lose the jackpot every time they win it? It is because they weren't prepared for the success. So you got to understand that there will be a valley. You got to understand that there will be trials. You got to understand that there'll be an enemy, whatever that enemy may be. Sometimes your own words is your enemy, right? But he already told you that I will prepare a table before you. But he said, I. See, sometimes you got to look at the word and not even say, well, I don't believe in it. You got to look at what happens in real life. Right? I will prepare a table before you in the presence. But guess what? I would anoint you. You're being anointed even though you're in the presence. See, some people don't understand. Let me give y'all something as we go down and closing out. You got to understand the greatness that you went into the battle prepared already.
Right.
But they forgot that they were prepared. They got a Coach Young, but guess what? There's Coach Young, but you're not calling him Coach Young. There's Tamara Young. You're not, hold on a minute. Time out. Coach, can I get some help? Don't be afraid because they're there for your support to see you win. See, this is the key. They're serving. Let them serve.
Hey, Boston, that's how you and I developed a great relationship because you reached out.
Right.
And you were afraid to say, I need help. Can you, what do I do now? I mean, you were one of those people that was hungry for the information. And that's one thing I love about you and your lovely wife is you aren't just, you have the ego. You guys can easily have an ego to the point like, listen, man, we're pretty good over here. But you guys always, call and say, how can you, how can you make us better and things like that, man. So I really appreciate that, man, too, that you do reach out.
And I love you guys for that because it's just, Tamara is so awesome with, please reach out. Let me talk with you guys. How are you guys doing? Let me this. And I'm always saying to debate, do you think we're overwhelming them if we call them every minute? You know what I mean? Because it's just like, wow, because when individuals are genuine. And I don't really, and my wife will tell you, he doesn't really attach to everybody. He might talk to everybody, but literally I was just like, wow, I love what they stand for. This is amazing to me. And when she had traveled and I sat with Coach Young that first time, I remember telling her, oh my gosh, you're gonna love it when you meet Coach Young. Oh my gosh, we spent all this time together. We did this, we did that, so much nuggets. And she was like, oh really? I said, yeah, you're gonna love Coach Young. And right away, when she got back, I got her on a call and I said, look, you're gonna be amazed connecting with them. And we show up at these events. We connect with the people that we need to connect with. Guys, I'm telling you, use the information. They prepare the information for you. That's why he said, I prepare as a table. It's already prepared for you. Use the information to scale your business. They're already there. Will you want to go to someone that do not know the business, or do you want to get to someone who knows the way and can show the way because they have gone the way and they continue to go the way, right? So why don't you walk with someone who already have the flashlight? Why are you walking in darkness?
I love it.
I love it. So Coach Young, I'm elated just to, and honored to be on this call. And it's an amazing thing for me, and it's an amazing thing for my wife, who is such a driving force in everything that we do. You know, it's okay to sit back and watch her just win, because, you know, it's so much that she do. And if there wasn't a beige, right, I'll be honest with you guys, there would not be a Boston in this organization. If there wasn't a beige, that's why it's beige in Boston. If there wasn't a beige, it won't be a Boston, because you know what? We didn't meet on the 50-50. It was 100-100, and we did this, right? And that's why I emulate the coach and his wife, because I see the same exact thing that I am tapping into. So somebody type tap in if you want to tap in to those awesome resources that he provides for you guys that can lead the way. Type tap in the chat box.
Let's go. Boston, you set the place on fire, broski. Let's go.
Woo! Yes, yes. So Coach, I really appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much for the opportunity. You know, there's so much more that we can literally go on to really discuss with everyone out here. And it's really about what they're looking for. What do they want? What do they want to hear? So Coach, jump on in.
Man, listen, man. First off, I want to say thanks, man. You dropped some great nuggets today, man. I got my notebook out here, you know, taking mad notes, man. Again, you got to listen, and there's going to become times, man. You know, I'm looking at D'Angelo, man. He's focused right now. I'm looking at Carlito. He's focused. Mike, I know Mike was tearing that sandwich up, but he's focused. What's up, Mike Parker? But anyway, listen, guys, you got to take those notes, right? And my notebook says, make it happen, right? And as we read, this is what I'm reading right now. If you want to be a networking professional, get Building an Empire. Building an Empire. Great read, Building Empire. So, you know, I can tell those people who are leaders, because I can tell by when I go to their home, I look and see what type of books are laying around. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you, man, for the nuggets you dropped today. It's incredible. You know, Locker Room Tuesday, man. Listen, if your team is not on this call, they literally missing the boat. Like, this is like $1 million information that you guys get for free. And you got people who are successful who could be doing other things right now. He could be out in the A right now at dinner. You know, I could be out in the park doing my thing. But guess what? We're here to help you guys, pour into you guys, and help you guys go chairman. You guys got to take this information, take the baton and run with it. It's going to become a time, guys, where you, guess what, Rob, you're going to need to be doing a call like this yourself, bro. It's going to come a time when, you know, Deanne, you got to do a call like this. Kevin Allen, you got to do a call like this. Mr. Silk Jones, with an epic name, Mr. Silk Jones. Listen, it's going to become a time, bro, where you're going to have to do your own leadership calls like this. That's why people who are successful, we just emulate other leaders and take what they've taught us, and we just pass it down. So it's an honor to lead these calls. I hope you guys get good information. Do me a favor, guys. If you love the Locker Room calls, drop a 7 in the chat.
You know, Chairman Young, as they drop the sevens, I must talk about the fact that, you know, we're part of such an amazing organization. And our team, Market Breakers, you know, I got to really highlight the power in what we stand for. You know, we talk about bringing Wall Street to your street. And, you know, it meant so much to be able to, you know, have a hub to show love to people so much, to really have people to be step into a place where they can feel loved and say, look, listen, I have a team, I have a group that we can run together, and I'm getting the love pouring in to me constantly, day by day by day by day. So when I look at individuals who are you know, such a pivotal move, that made a pivotal move with us and allowed us to grow in such a great space with all the mentorship and how we've been running, let me tell you something. My OG, my dog, see, there's two women, right? There's Beige, then there is Don $1 Million Wilson, right? See, Coach Young, right, you know, $1 Million, right, you know, $1 Million is such a staple to what this organization is about. I want to tell you, she was the one who started years ago. She said, Beige and Boston, you guys are the power couple. What you doing? What you doing? Let's run. Let's do. She poured in so much that it was a matter of, if you were listening to your own thoughts, you start hearing million in your mind. every minute I would hear million in my mind. Oh, damn, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. So it was such a great process. When I looked at the process, she saw it from the beginning. She saw it, she saw the vision, because when we talk about make the right vision and make it clear, she saw the vision. So in my opinion, she was one of those shining lights that was put there to run with us, for us to run together and watch us grow and watch Market Breakers become such a phenomenon in regards to its culture and what we do. So I got to highlight the road dog, the right hand, the chairman 25, Don $1 Million Wilson, on our way to chairman 50, skipping to 100. I don't know if I don't know if she's on
here. What's up, sis?
Is she in the building? She in the building? Okay.
Going over here taking copious notes from my two favorite chairmen in the world. You know, listening at you guys just drop these nuggets and pour into the team and help everybody develop. Man, I'm just sitting here on ride shotgun, like absolutely, absolutely. Come through. Come through. Yes. You know, the whole call was a problem from the start of ET, you know, dropping amazing nuggets. Chairman, you came in, coach, and shut it down. And then Boston just came in and hit that grand slam, hit it out the park. Winning team. You know, one of the things that stood out to me at the beginning when ET was talking, and he said, find 3 people. Man, I didn't even have to think. Everybody already know. My mom and my son, that's it. It starts right there. Everything you do, you have to find something that's bigger than yourself. It has to be bigger than you. And so people say, well, you know, I don't want my kids to have it easy, or I want my kids to have to work. Let me tell you something. I'm not doing all that I do so that my kids can struggle to prove a point. Listen, everything I do is for my family. Faith, family, lifestyle. It start there and end there. So when he said find those 3 people, I'm like, I don't have to find them. I know where they at. They're right here, right? And I think everybody should find that thing, that something, that someone who is bigger than themselves, or something that means so much to you, that's willing to push you when you don't feel like it. You know, he started off with that, and I was like, man, that was on point. And then Lawrence came right in and just shot the alley-oop, like, yep, that's it. You know, and then Boston came, hit the grand slam, hit it home, because you guys were so in sync, and it was, you know, on point. You know, and I realized you have to meet people where they are. And I'm at a place right now, and it's such a peaceful place, where I realize what it takes to be successful. I'll be honest, guys, and I don't know how many people still left in the call, but at the end of the day, most people have it. They have what it takes to be successful. Every person on this call have everything they need to be a chairman in this company. They have it. What they're going to do with it is the question. So, you know, still about 80 people on the call, but they're going to do with it. So back to you guys. Absolutely love you guys. You did an amazing job. Knocked it out the park. And let's just keep on pushing from here, guys. Great call.
I appreciate it. So get this, guys. Next week, I want you guys where you guys gonna really like this. Next Tuesday, Lockeroom, special guest, Chairman 750. Chairman 750, not 50, 50. Jason Brown's gonna be on the call with me next week. Chairman 750. Jason Brown's gonna be on Lockeroom. You guys want to make sure y'all blaze this call out, because get it, guys. This call should be packed out to capacity. And people make excuses for not getting on these calls, but those be the very people that can't go to the top, because you know what? They rather watch TV right now. They rather be out riding a bike. They're not ready to get these nuggets, right? So remember, opportunities never miss. It's always just given to the next prepared person. So that being said, guys, hey, Boston, hey, listen, I definitely want to thank you. And before I say anything, gotta say thank you to your wife, man. You know, your wife is a class act. You know, she's an incredible woman. I can see why you married her, because she's got that it factor. And I love the fact that you respect your wife and always put her at the forefront with you, man. That's a great, great asset to have. I just want to shoot my love to her for letting me borrow you today for the Lockeroom call. And also, in closing, I got a special surprise for you. Didn't you say you was from Brooklyn? Did you say you lived in Brooklyn?
BK to the fullest.
BK to the fullest. Hey, listen, man, you know how I ended, man. Listen, guys, we appreciate you guys. We see you next week on the Lockeroom call. Let's go get it.
All right. Let's go.
Come on, Million. You know me and you, right?
Come on, hooligans in Brooklyn. Dead right. Biggie there every night.
Let's go get it, y'all. Tonight, guys, Crypto Kurt, Cobain, Blockchain Cobain, tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Overview on this channel, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Blockchain Cobain is going to lay it out. Let's go.